What's going on, everyone? I see you're here, and you're right on time. Man, you're really good at that. Well done. Anyway, here we are, and it's 2025, a new year, and a fresh start for everyone, including Marvel. It's their first big release in a year that's full of a lot of big releases from some of their biggest properties, either it be a movie or a TV show on Disney Plus. Anyway, I don't have time to recap everything Marvel has done or is going to do. I'm just going to get right into this movie. This one was a little bit of a letdown for me. And it sucks because I really wanted this to be good and to be a big, awesome, welcome back movie for Marvel. This is, of course, Sam Wilson's debut as the new Captain America. I was excited for him to get his first big feature film, and I really wanted it to be good. I'm a big fan of Anthony Mackie. I've been watching him in films for over 20 years, and he's really good at what he does. He can play like the biggest asshole or just the guy next door. He's come a long way as an actor too, and he has a very assured type of charisma to his personality. I mean, he definitely does his best despite the script failing him at times. Certain casting choices in this movie didn't work for me. Now, look, before I go any further, let me just say I love Harrison Ford. Just the same as everyone else does. He's a fantastic actor and he's a great guy. In this movie, he plays General Thaddeus Ross, taking over the role after the tragic passing of William Hurt a few years ago. I understand why they did it. I do. But the decision to cast Ford in the role here completely changes the character. Harrison Ford doesn't have that hard, intimidating presence that Hurt did. William Hurt had that big stature and that deep voice, and something about a mustache, I don't know, just screams, okay, dude. Ford has like this certain charisma to him. He always has, even when he's playing a villain. So it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't seem like that's the same character at all. Even though I know it is, it just feels so much different with Ford in the role. You know, you put him in there and it's a different movie. And this is not Harrison Ford's fault at all. He does a good job, you know, with what he's given, but he just doesn't quite come off the same way that Hurt did for this particular character. But then again, I don't think that William Hurt, when he was, you know, still with us, could have played Indiana Jones. So, now I won't lie, I didn't particularly care for the Joaquin Torres character, the new Falcon. He just came off like so cocky and brash, which I guess is how he's supposed to be. But I don't know. It was just cringe. Yeah, it's just like, dude, stop. Now, I never felt that way when Anthony Mackie was Falcon next to Chris Evans, Captain America. Those two just had immense likability and chemistry with one another. Now, I know the script for this one has been in development for a while, in development hell, if you will. It's just, this is written in a way where you really question what's going through the character's mind sometimes. Character motivations, some of them seem very brash and unwarranted. As Thaddeus Ross so clearly states in the trailer,
"You're not Steve Rogers."
The point in which he says that in the movie is, it's kind of brash. Obviously, it's in the trailer there, but if you know the context at which he says it, it's kind of like, whoa, okay, that was just kind of uncalled for. Also, I know this is obvious, but I mean, we all know that Sam Wilson, despite being the new Captain America, does not have the super soldier serum in him that Steve Rogers did. They actually touch on that quite a bit in this movie through other various characters and talking about it and everything. So this means he relies about, I'd say 97% on his equipment that he's using, i.e. his wings, mostly, and his drones and all the stuff that he uses to assist him. And I just kept thinking to myself, man, you better make sure his equipment is top notch and doesn't malfunction in any kind of way. Otherwise, he's kind of screwed. Sam Wilson, he's just a regular guy. I mean, he can fight, but he's just a regular guy. He doesn't have any special abilities or super strength or ability to heal or anything like how Steve Rogers or any of the other super soldiers did. Now, I don't know. Maybe he eventually does later on. I don't know for sure. I'm not that familiar from that part from the comics. Now, before you troll me, I did read comics growing up, Marvel comics at that. I didn't read all of them though. There's a lot of them. I do know quite a bit, but I don't by any means claim to be a Marvel encyclopedia. Just one sec. Where's that? Let's say, Look, this movie wasn't terrible. It's definitely not the worst thing Marvel has put out. There were some cool moments and, some pretty cool fight scenes, but, like even those feel watered down compared to earlier Marvel films. I mean, fight with Red Hulk was pretty cool, although you saw like 95% of it in the trailer. Just saying. This movie takes the time and makes several head nods and has several moments that set up and reference everything else that they have coming out this year. Thunderbolts coming up here in the next couple of months, Fantastic Four. They even take a very small step towards getting closer to the X-Men coming in, which is something they've been working on doing for a while now, but they take a good step towards that. So yeah, it's just kind of too bad that this one was so mediocre, I was really hoping Marvel could have a strong first movie back and kind of find their footing again after a couple of years of some kind of mid-tier movies. It's frustrating also just remembering back in the day, like circa, I'd say around 2015, 2016, which is when Marvel was really just firing on all cylinders and they just couldn't miss. Like, back then, even when they had a bad movie or a mid-tier movie, it was still awesome. Now so much just seems phoned in and unmotivated and... Actually, my brother and I are doing a full rewatch right now, currently, of the whole MCU from the beginning, which he hasn't seen everything. He's only seen a movie here and there, but after playing the Marvel Rivals game, which I'm sure you guys have heard of that, it's pretty popular right now, he wants to do the deep dive and go through it all. And so, okay, great, I'm there. I've been wanting to do that anyway. So, yeah, we've been watching the older movies, and they just hit differently. They hit differently. I mean, especially like back there in phase 1, it's like, man, look at this. This is like when Marvel actually had to try, Remember that? Remember when it felt like they were actually trying? It takes a lot for me to say I hate a movie. I did not hate this movie, not by any means. Was just kind of to me. I know that someone worked really hard on that movie. Several people did. And what is good to them might not be good to me and vice versa. I just, like I've mentioned before, I try to look at everything from a subjective point of view. This one just didn't really work for me on a couple of levels. But you guys go see it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to give Captain America Brave New World a 6.3 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Unless you're sticking around for story time with the kids. We got a good one today. We might be here a while, though.